Last night at about 5:45, we were dispatched to the model pharmacy on Coffee Road. The occupants had been hearing creaks and groans all day long coming from their attic space, and then followed by a water leak. When we arrived on scene, we gained access to the attic and found that one of their laminate glue beams was cracked fairly severely. Out of concern for their safety, we evacuated the building and requested a building inspector from the city of Meso come and evaluate the structure. What we found was that we had a fairly significant failure of the laminated glue beam. This particular beam was probably 8 inches wide and 32 inches tall and about 50 feet long, and it looked like it had just splintered, which is very, very unique for us to come across. Because we wouldn't want to put anybody on the inside, we worked with the property management company. They provided a crane. The stress was taken off the beam. We brought in a construction company, and they shored up the beam to take the load off the beam to prevent it from failing any further. And at that point, we released the property back to the occupants and the property manager.
We had a report of a structure fire that reportedly started in the garage of this house in the 2000 block of Golf Link Road, just outside the city limits of Turlock, to which the Turlock Rural Fire Department was initially dispatched. What we know at this time is there are 2 people that live in the house. Both people evacuated the house prior to our arrival, and there were no injuries of the occupants as a result of this fire. Fire crews got on scene and noticed that the fire was venting from the roof of the garage upon arrival and progressing rapidly through the living portion of the house. Fire crews did an outstanding job of stopping this fire before the house was a total loss. There are some salvageable contents of the house. We were able to lay down some salvage covers and whatnot to protect the contents of the house, but the house will not be inhabitable for some time.
Hi everyone, I'm Sergeant Craig Gunlock with the Modesto Police Department. Today is Saturday, June 14th, and I'm west of Turlock on Bradbury Road near the intersection of Blaker Road to tell you about a very sad and tragic incident that occurred earlier this evening. At about 10:15 p.m. tonight, the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department received 911 calls from several citizens here on Bradbury Road reporting a Hispanic male was in the middle of the road beating and assaulting an infant. The Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department began responding to this call, but the ground units were quite a few minutes away from arriving at the scene. But the helicopter, the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department helicopter, was close by. They were flying over Turlock at the time. They immediately responded here. The pilot and the Modesto police officer who was riding in the helicopter this evening saw the assault from the air, and they both made the difficult decision to land the helicopter in a cow pasture just to the side of the road. Very risky landing. They landed the helicopter. The Modesto police officer immediately exited the vehicle and approached the road. The suspect was still assaulting the witnesses and the baby. The Modesto police officer made a decision to save that baby's life and to keep other people from being injured, and shot the suspect. The suspect was pronounced dead here at the scene, but medical personnel immediately transported the infant to Emmanuel Medical Center in Turlock, where unfortunately and sadly the infant was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The incident tonight is very sad. It's very tragic. It's a collaborative effort right now. We have Sheriff's Department detectives here at the scene looking through the crime scene itself. We have the Mountain View Fire Department that responded to provide medical aid. We have the Ceres Fire Department that's here to help the detectives with some lighting to help them with their investigation. But all in all, a very risky landing, very risky undertaking by the deputies and the Modesto police officer. It's what they're trained to do. As always, if you have any questions about anything you've seen here tonight, please don't hesitate to call. The number's on your screen. I'm Sergeant Craig Gunlock. You're watching Crime Live. We'll see you next time.